All right, to the top left. Well, we'll get the... Well, actually, I can't tell you who that is because it's got a barcode. But as soon as we get the overlay on the top, I'll tell you which Protoss player this is. But one of our Protoss players with the barcode. Okay, so it's actually Classic for SKT1. We just got the information on screen, so we typed in chat. And of course, the bottom right is Creator. So Protoss versus Protoss. Now, don't be confused. There was actually, at a time, a player called Classic for Prime, who was a Protoss player. But this is a completely different Protoss player who played Brood War of a completely different, personality in person. Like, it's a different entity, but same ID. And in Korea, this is not really a big problem. A lot of people wonder why these players have the same ID. Why are there two heroes? Why two classics? Like, how many checks are we going to have? And it's just because those IDs sound cool to Korean, young kids who make their IDs, and they don't actually care because in Korea it's all about the name, not the ID.
As you guys see on the screen when we put the CG up, it only shows the Korean name because the Korean players are actually known by their name. They're not actually the Korean people. They know the IDs, but they're more so known by their names.
Yeah, you have a player like Marine King who changed his ID from Boxer, which he was kind of impersonating Boxer for a while. The reason he changed his name was because all of his fans they gave him the nickname Haebyongwang, which is literally Marine King.
Yeah,
and
because he was the guy who just like always went with that Marine aggression. The two barracks play that was. It's fun to watch for a while, but he actually, it's true, he got his name from that.
Yeah, and it's just IDs come sometimes from just the necessity to have an ID. To give you guys a little bit of history, in the GOM days, back in the open season, you probably remember a lot of really weird IDs, and some players just used their names because not everyone was required to have an English ID, so sometimes you'd have the ID in Hangul just be Romanized, and like, for example, Squirtle, before they started calling him Squirtle, everyone was just calling him Kobugi, which is the word for Squirtle in Korean. And his name was written out that way, but it was because GOM required all players to actually have an ID in English. And then once that happened, everybody kind of picked their IDs, and that's how that started in Korea for StarCraft 2 anyways.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. But just looking at this game right now, both players actually doing identical builds.
Yeah, both players taking double gas early and going to the very safe 2 gateway play. This is always what we've seen from Creator Prime. Even back in Wings of Liberty, just loves to get 2 gateways, a lot of sentries, and expand. If Classic has studied this, and he's really, really focused and intent on winning this match, what he could have done, perhaps, is play a little bit of a blinder, greedier build against Creator, because Creator always plays defensively in PvP in the start. But he does not do that. We've seen a lot of players do this in WCS Korea, and also in the GSTL, where they will just say, alright, I've studied that this guy likes to build sentries early and defend early. He doesn't like to go Stargate play. I'm just going to go for 1 gate into a Nexus. Really, really greedy. But both players are playing it very safe here, even getting the Stalkers out early on. Mothership, of course, coming out as well.
Yeah, I mean, both players, like you said before, playing very, very safe. What kind of builds do you think these guys are going to transition to? I mean, we already see this Twilight Council coming out for Classic already, so maybe some Blink play. Yeah,
definitely going to be either Blink or Dark Shrine. Those are the link-ups that you can get with that. You could also get, of course, a Templar Archive, but we're not going to see that off one base. That would be a real show.
Rush Archons or something.
I remember one time I was watching Huck's stream, and he did like a Charge Zealot timing where he feedbacked all the, he just got a few Templar and feedbacked all the sentries so the Zealots could get through. It was really cool. But I don't think we're going to see anything like that, of course. And in typical Creator fashion, takes double gateways, doesn't rush out his sentries as quickly as you've seen him do before, but he is going to get that Nexus up very quickly and start sentries, and even getting a Robo, so he's trying to play as safe as possible, but against this really rushed out Blink, I'm not sure if he's going to have the Immortals in time. It's all about scouting and making sure that he doesn't make the Observer first. If he makes Observer first, that's probably GG.
He's got to be really careful in here. He's sending his probe. If he can get the scout on that Twilight Council, it's going to be huge. He's going to see the Blink research going on. And if he sees that, he's just going to go for that straight Immortal, and he's going to be able to hold the push quite nicely, I believe. Yeah. And if he does hold that with the expansion, he's going to have a huge lead going into the mid-game. Denying that probe scout there, I don't think he saw the Nexus.
Yeah, he did not. It's actually beautiful deny here. Denies the probe scout and also has the stalker deny. The Mothership Core will force it, though. He's going to force it now. He comes in and he sees it because he knows, okay, I got to take a shot here just to see what's going on. And after he sees the Nexus, he adds his own Robo.
He cancels
it because he wanted the scout to see it, but now that he can kill the scout, he knows he doesn't need to keep the fake there anymore. That was a cool little fake. I liked it a lot. He basically has to do critical damage here or he is going to lose this game.
And this is nice. Already doing some damage. He almost gets force field there on the ramp, but doing a nice job trying to take out the Stalker. Getting pretty low, takes out the Stalker.
The key here is to kill the Mothership Core if you can, but notice that of course, if you can kill the Mothership Core, it means no cannon, but Creator doesn't focus it because he knows that if he does, the cannon will instantly go down. He doesn't want that yet. He needs to make sure he has high ground vision, of course, and...
Oh, look at this, getting vision of the high ground with his Mothership Core. Blink is about to finish.
Yeah, Blink about to be done here. It's almost ready, and he blinks up. Creator on the defense here, does not have enough units, but the Immortal is out here. Can he get a lot done? He's stuck between a rock and a hard place, so the Stalkers are being shot by the Mothership Core, but also at the same time, the Immortal doing damage to the back. He tries to focus him, he's taking so much extra damage here. Second Immortal's on the way.
He doesn't get the Immortal, actually. Now he's going to have to back off. I think he could have played that a little better.
Oh, yeah. This was like a bit of a... He really wanted to hit that time. He was really rushing it, which, I mean, when you're in this situation, you kind of have to. But I feel like if he tried to blink into a different location in the main where he wasn't going to fight, where he was taking so many shots from the overcharge just on the side,
yeah,
it could have been better for him. But now look at his army. It looks puny. He has no Nexus. His opponent's Nexus is much faster.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is he lost so many Stalkers when he was trying to kill that Immortal. He didn't even kill the Immortal. Now he's trying to focus it down again, doing the same thing, having to blink out, and just looking at Creator's army, it looks even bigger.
Yeah, basically what Creator could do now, he's got a choice. He can just continue to make Immortals and play safe. If he wants to be like 100% safe against like an all-in blink where, you know, just a bunch of Stalkers try to go in and hope to get lucky. Or what he could do is add his own Twilight Council and get his own blink, his counter blink, and then walk across the map. But that's not Creator's way. Creator likes to play safe. He likes to play passive. So he's going to say, well, I'm ahead. Oh, as I said, he had the Twilight Council. As
you were literally saying those words, he had the Twilight Council. He's listening to the cast and going against your words, Wolf.
Creator, turn the stream off, please. Turn the Twitch stream off. Creator, I'm ashamed of you. You're actually a good...
I'm impressed by his English ability. He's pretty good.
I actually once commentated a match with Creator in half Korean and half English for a Fnatic show match. That was a fun time.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
His English is better than he leads on, for sure.
Yeah. But already with 3 Immortals and starting that Twilight Council like you didn't quite get, but he gets the Twilight Council out, adding a Forge as well. That Forge there tells me he wants to get an upgrade and maybe not be too aggressive just yet. He does have the advantage right now in Army and in Economy as well because he got that second Nexus up so quickly. And Classic was basically just forced to add his own Nexus and try to build up as fast as he can to match Creator here.
I think Creator's going to do the timing. He's way up in probes. He knows this. He's way up in economy. He's had double probe production for so long. He's chrono boosting the blink, and what that tells me is he wants to be aggressive. What you said about the Forge, you know, can oftentimes be true. And if things don't work out with his counter aggression, he can fall back on that, and he will start the +1. With the Forge, I feel was mostly going to be so that he can put cannons up in both mineral lines in the case of DTs. Because when your opponent went blink, you know the next wave could be DTs. You know, the next phase could be just, all right, I'm going to do DT run-bys, maybe with a Warp Prism. So if Creator moves out and tries to do the attack with his own counter blink, then DT's running. That can be something that really throws you off guard. But if you have cannons up when you move out, that's basically going to nullify that 100%.
Yeah, I think you're definitely true. Even adding some more Immortal Seals. Well, he is up to 4 now. Whereas looking at Classic's army, he has no Immortals out and only 10 Stalkers. He's going to Chrono Boost. Actually, it looks like he's Chrono Boosting out that +1 as well.
The Immortal that we saw highlighted there just for a second was the one that almost got focused down. It only has 1 kill, funny as it is. But it really did more of a tanking job than an actual, kill job. So blink is done. There's the Temple Archive. So the counter blink is always nice. It can also be used defensively. You don't have to all in with it. You don't have to go, okay, well now I have blink and I have more army than you. So if you blink away, I just blink on top of you. Then the game ends. Oh, look at this sneaky little Classic sneaking into the main base here, trying to pick off something, trying to get a pylon and get out. And he will at least get 1 pylon. That's for sure.
That's very smart. Oh. Doesn't quite get the pylon. Classic being not really finishing off any of the units or buildings that he's focusing. And now with blink done, Creator could potentially chase here.
Yeah, he's just trying to corner him a little bit. Very nice zoning here. The thing is, if Classic tried to go back in the main base to run away that way, he would have an army of Immortals at the top of the high ground waiting for him there. Just look at all the ways Creator's at. He's got his Temple Archive finished first, which means he has Archons first. He's got +2 first. He's got Charge coming out slightly ahead. And the upgrades are going to make such a big difference. And the Immortal count as well. He's up to 5 Immortals now. And this is one of Creator's strengths and weaknesses, actually, is that when he gets ahead, he gets more ahead. Follows the Artosis' golden rule. But this can actually allow, maybe, if Classic makes a few good plays, to come back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the theory of getting more and more ahead, it's good in theory. You know, he is getting more and more ahead. He's getting a bigger army. He had that earlier Nexus. He has a better economy. And he's getting all these upgrades out. He has a bigger army as well. But the thing is, if he draws it out for too long. Classic has a lot of opportunities to come in here and do some, poke damage, maybe take out some pylons, get those little advantages, and try to chip his way back in the game. And if he can do that, that can really, it can hurt Creator in a way if he's not defending it well enough. But so far, Creator doing a really good job of defending all of the little plays that Classic is trying to do. Now adding a third Nexus, and probably just going to be a little passive for the next few minutes here.
If I'm Classic right now, and I know Creator, and Creator is Team Prime, just recently joined Kespos. They probably played some scrimmages. They probably practice together every now and then. If I know Creator, I'm gonna think to myself, okay, I'm so behind. The one way I can win is to just keep Creator occupied, make him play passive, make him play Creator style. Then we both have a 200-200 army. If I have the better concave, I can win, and all of his advantages disappear because in StarCraft 2, the max supply is 200. Doesn't matter how ahead you are, both of you have to max out at 200. And if you make the better army composition or you make the better engagement, doesn't matter what happened for the first 20 minutes of the game. If you win that one fight, you win the whole game. That's how PvP works.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Especially in a mirror matchup like this, if you can get a better army composition against Creator and you force it to 200-200, then you can definitely take games off of other players, even when you were really far behind in the beginning of the game.
That was a crazy little recall there where Creator picked off some of Classic's army. We saw kind of on the screen there for a second. Not sure how much of you guys were able to catch that, but I kind of saw on the mini-map. Looks like Classic falls further behind because he loses a bit of his army. Notice how late his third Nexus is here as well.
Yeah. Very, very late everything compared to Creator, at least. Creator now starting +3. Creator really wants to go late with this.
Yeah.
I could see him just like building up an army to 200. He's going to get it before Classic, of course, and he's going to have better upgrades and maybe just attack at 200.
Yeah, what Creator has shown us in even the matchup against Zerg is hitting timings with +3. Okay, that pylon silhouette right there, and now the real morphing pylon, is the symbol of Creator wants this game to be over. He's actually not going to fall back into his old ways and play too passive. Notice that he wants that Nexus, but he knows he doesn't have to all in on it. He doesn't have to actually use all of his charges, but he uses a lot of his charges on that. Basically, he knows that in this mode... Oh, wow, he actually feedbacked a little bit.
Yeah, he feedbacked the Mothership. That's huge, actually. No Time Warps are going to be going down for Classic.
Oh, he got the Mothership core. I thought he hit a Sentry. You're
spot on.
Core. I think you're spot on. I think that's probably what I would go for. And now there's just so much charge potential. The Mothership Core going for that Time Warp. Creator has way too much for him here. The Immortals in the back doing so much extra damage. I can't wait until they get in on those armored units. So they're mostly shooting at Zealots right now. Creator dances his units, and GG.